Hey, I know that over in Great Britain, what they consider to be ungentlemanly is much tamer than what we consider to be ungentlemanly here in the States. I mean, for instance, over there, if you dunk your scone in your afternoon tea, well, that's considered ungentlemanly. While here in the States, us uncultured Americans consider that what you have to do in order to be considered ungentlemanly is greet little girls by sniffing their hair. But nobody here would ever do anything like that, right? All right, moving on. All right, let's get this party started.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Yeah, absolutely right there. So, hey, if you're feeling sleepy this Sunday afternoon here, if you're watching this on a Sunday afternoon live, well, hopefully, that tunage that you just saw in the intro kind of add a little extra pep in your step there. I got my eyes bugging out of my head from listening to that right there. But hopefully you're wide awake now and ready for some Movies America live action. As always, I am your host, Van Ebert, or as you see down below, today I am ungentlemanly, Van. I'm very ungentlemanly today, so you have been warned, okay? And this is the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare edition of Movies America Live this Sunday afternoon, okay? So hopefully you guys get in the live chat on pill.net, on Rumble, on YouTube, to chat with me all about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And fear not, my friends, this is a spoiler-free live review of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not spoil this for you this early. That comes this Thursday night is when that all goes down right there. So, but I just want to thank everybody for checking the show out. Also wanted to thank everybody real quick for checking out the Bannies last night. So that was our inaugural Bannies, our very first year of doing the Bannies award show, our better version of an award show like the Oscars and the Grammys, okay? And you guys turned out in droves to check out the Bannies last night. And you can still check out the Bannies if you missed it. You can still check out the Bannies, the replay of it on Rumble and Pilled and Twitter and YouTube. The one on YouTube is sanitized for your protection because there are a bunch of pansies on YouTube, and they won't hesitate for a second. They take great pleasure in taking down content that their bosses in the Democrat Party deem untoward, deem unshunnable, basically. So so I wouldn't watch the version on YouTube of the Bannies. Watch the version on Pilled or Rumble. That's the version that is out there that we put out there for adults because we assume that you can handle it, and if there's something that you don't like about the Bannies, you'll just fast forward or you'll turn it off. Okay, so we trust you'll make your own decision. Unlike YouTube, they're kind of like, they feel like they have to be your mommy and your daddy and protect you from all the bad stuff. All right. But enough about that here. We're talking about the gentleman. I was about to say the gentleman of Ministry Warfare. That's not right. That is not right. That's me slipping on a banana peel, everybody, right there. So, and real quick here, I see here we've got a lucky live chatter here by the name of Unfolding Joker coming to us live there from the Rumble side. And hey, good to see you there, Unfolding Joker there. And yep, you're damn right. damn pansy ass Nancy's on YouTube right there, or the tube of you. So yeah, just check out everything that has to do with the show on either Rumble or Pilled.net. So yeah, that's the way to go. All right. So let's talk about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, shall we? And just to really drive home the point here, let's get this this tongue wagging picture here of Henry Cavill in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And so this is directed by Guy Ritchie. You probably know Guy Ritchie from the movies like Snatch and Lock, Stock, and 10 Smoking Barrels and Rock and Rolla and the couple of Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. So he's directed those movies along with many others. He did like Ruse de Guerre last year and The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal. This guy's busy. Guy Ritchie is very busy. Now that he doesn't have to entertain Madonna. Okay, so because he used to be married. But in this movie, this has to do with, based on a true story, a tale of British subterfuge, a tale of British spying on those evil old German Nazis that we all love to see get killed in this movie and that movie and this TV show and that TV show. I mean, nothing brings more warm and fuzzy feelings to anybody that's not a Nazi than to see Nazis just getting dispatched on movies and TV shows. It's awesome. And so if you love that, which I'm sure you do, I mean, we all do, you are going to enjoy the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare because they end Nazi lives and in droves. And the leader of those fine blokes that end lots of Nazi lives is Henry Cavill as the character Gus March Phillips. Excuse me. And Gus March Phillips, actually, he is a real life character in this. Okay. And then you also have Alan Ritchson in this as well. And also a lot of other actors here that you've seen in other Guy Ritchie movies. And so Henry Cavill's character is such a bad boy, so to speak, in the military that they have to release him from military prison in order for him to lead this team. And what the team is supposed to do is it's supposed to go down to Africa, to an island off the coast of Africa, and help out with the British little German U-boat problem, okay? Because in World War II, of course, there was a time where Europe was hoping that the United States would get involved with World War II, right? To kind of basically help bail them out, really, right? Okay. Because Europe was floundering. They couldn't get it done on their own. And so, of course, Pearl Harbor happens, and that gets the United States involved. But the United States they're having trouble getting across the Atlantic without those pesky German U-boats and S-boats taking out their ships. So the British know the United States, they're not going to try to come over until the German submarine problem has been taken care of. So enter in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and they have to go on a mission to help deal a blow to the German submarine fleet there. So I'm not going to get any more into the plot than that. So I don't want to ruin any reason for you to go see this movie. Okay, so it's a decent enough movie to definitely go see there. All right, but let me check out the live chat here, make sure I haven't lost anybody, left anybody out, or anything like that, because that would not be the first time that I have done that there. Hey, we got Tweak here in the house on the Pilled side there. Good to see you, Tweak. Good to see you here joining the party over here. The Movies Merica live party. And so what else is there to say about this movie right there? Well, plenty if you're asking here, but not before I get a tug off my brewski over here, because I feel a little parchment going on. That's that dead air that they always tell you to avoid when you're doing a show. But I think that whole rule should be like thrown out the window when the dead air comes from someone imbibing a tasty brew. Okay, so and that's exactly what I was doing. So that's the loophole to that whole rule there. And yep, good to see you too, brother. Good to see Tweak there in the live chat on Build. And hey, I got No Prisoners podcast in here. Hello. Is that Ed McMahon on the Tonight Show? As Phil Hartman, played him back in the day. So, hello.
You are correct, sir.
I love it. So with this movie, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, you won't ever get confused in this movie, which is good, of course, because every character speaks out exactly what they're doing and what the situation is and what the stakes are. It's right on the line of the writers thinking the audience are a bunch of mouth-breathing wankers that need everything explained to them. I don't think, though, that that's what they were going for, but it is still a little funny to hear the characters being their own little exposition robots. Okay, so this is what I am doing in this scene. I am defusing this bomb, and I am going to take out these Nazis. You don't have to be these exposition robots, okay? Also, if you're looking for some blood-soaked action like you saw in Inglourious Bastards, or your average weekend on the south side of Chicago, well, you need to look elsewhere than this movie. The violence in this movie is plentiful, but it's not over the top or cartoonishly gory. Tarantino saw to it that when someone met their maker in Bastards, it was like an exploding jar of jam. Now, the violence in Ungentlemanly is more sterile, but what it lacks in carnage, it makes up for in just sheer number of kills, okay? And Alan Ritchson's, wow, it's tough to say, Alan Ritchson's Anders Lassen, he's the biggest kill-crazy cowboy in this outfit with his Bowie knife and his bow. He uses Nazis for pincushions with his Bowie knife, and he's basically a roided out Robin Hood with his bow and arrow. And then you have Cavill, and then Henry Golding is in this as well, and some others. They get in on the bloody good times too. Eiza Gonzalez, you would have saw her in like Ambulance a couple years ago. The Michael Bay movie, saw her in Baby Driver, and she also was in the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series, ungodly hot, smoking hot. So Eiza Gonzalez, she kills with her drop dead good looks and also with some good gunplay. And then you have Babs Olusanmokun. Yeah, I got that out. Pat myself on the back for getting that name out. Babs quietly dispatches dorks of the Third Reich as well. You saw Babs in the first Dune movie. He was the first Fremen warrior that Timothée Chalamet took out in the first Dune movie. It turned out he was the first man that Timothée Chalamet killed in the first Dune movie. And Babs, he basically holds his own as far as the action in this movie too. And Babs is actually a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in real life too. So as Redman once rapped, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is time for some action. That is for sure. So, right there. And let's do this here. I just want to promote our bannies here again here, because we need everyone to check out the bannies. Now, the recording of it, okay? Because we had it playing live last night, actually. And we had a pretty good turnout for it. But I want to play this here just to kind of promote the fact, not kind of, but to promote the fact that the recording of the bannies is available for you to check out on X and Pilled and Rumble, and then the lame sanitized for your protection. The edited one is on YouTube here. But the bannies, again, that's our award show that the Till Death Podcast Network did. And we had the No Prisoners podcast, who are in the live channel build. They did a masterful job at helping us out with the bandies there. So that's just another reason you definitely need to check out the bandies. But here's a short little promo for it here. Ignore the date that's in this promo. That was yesterday. That was the live date. The recording of the bandies is out there right now. So here we go. All right. Yes. That should get you all psyched up and gigged and ready to watch that. Watch the bandies, the recording of it, where I told you, but not till after this show. Okay. So first things first, we got some Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare to attend to here first. All right. So, but speaking of things to do first here, I want to take a little opportunity here to tell you all about our tdpn.locals.com website that you see up there, okay? You may be asking yourself, what is the tdpn.locals.com website? Well, that is our website that the Till Death Podcast Network has, where we have our content like videos and blogs and articles all about movies and entertainment and booze, cocktail recipes, politics, hot button sizzling topics of the day, all written in a way and shown to you in a way that you won't find anywhere else. Okay, so believe that. And right now, as you see down below, if you put in promo code TDPN, you are going to get 1 month free membership to the website. You get free reign. Okay, so carte blanche. You can go nuts on our tdpn.locals.com website because you're going to get access to everything. Okay, you get to sit up in the VIP lounge, so to speak. So yeah, get in there, check out our content. Don't wait, don't hesitate at all. Okay, so don't think, just do. All right, but check it out right there before anybody else does. All right, so get bragging rights to check out the tdpn.locals.com website first right there. Okay. All right, so let's bring up our groovy little picture here again there for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And for me, this movie would land in the good half of Guy Ritchie's films. It's one of the films that is closer to what most think of when they think of a Guy Ritchie film. It's the big old British accents and the Cockney accents and right wanker. They all talk like that, and we'll have a proper go out in the streets. We're going to have a proper gangster, and we're going to take your drugs. They just all talk like that. Think of like Lock, Stock, and 10 Smoking Barrels, Snatch, Rock and Rolla, The Gentleman that came out a couple of years ago with Matthew McConaughey. Those are like the quintessential Ritchie movies. And then something like The Covenant or Wrath of Man, those are not very Ritchie-esque at all. And Ungentlemanly falls right in the middle. It's drenched in British culture like fish and chips drenched in tartar sauce, right? Yet it deals with the British fighting Nazi Germany as opposed to a bunch of proper gangster having a right go until blood runs through the streets. You got Henry Cavill, whose character, Gus March Phillips, like I said, they had to let him out of military prison before to lead this team. So, he's a badass bloke, right? And he plays a leader of these blokes and is pretty solid, and he's pretty irreverent in this. It's really hilarious watching him drive Cary Elwes' British officer character crazy. You probably know Cary Elwes as Wesley from The Princess Bride, right? He was Wesley, and then he turned into the Dread Pirate Roberts, and then he was Tom Cruise's main nemesis in Days of Thunder, and then you would have saw the Cary Elwes Tom Cruise reunion, the Days of Thunder reunion. You saw that last year in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. But all that to say is Cary Elwes is in this movie, okay? And then some other actors that bear mentioning are the previously mentioned Alan Ritchson from Reacher, and then you have Danny Sapani as Cambilli, and Til Schweiger as the evil Heinrich Zaga. And I really did just keep waiting for longtime Guy Ritchie collaborator Jason Statham to suddenly show up, but he never did. Or does he? Yes, you never know. You never know. But just give you a little more of a taste of Guy Ritchie movies here. I just wanted to play this video here of previous, kind of a quick study of Guy Ritchie's style. So here we go.
Turn them apart to tell them how they went to blue bags.
The latest and greatest in sexual technology. Guaranteed results.
What's he done now? Lost his way to Scotland Yard.
You know, bullet tooth Tony.
As in Boris the Bullet Dodger?
Or as some, including himself, like to call him, Hatchet Harry.
Mumbles. 1, 2.
So, yeah, a little taste of the Guy Ritchie style in his previous movies right there. But he also does some movies that don't even resemble that style whatsoever. Like I said, like Wrath of Man from a couple years ago or 3 years ago with Jason Statham resembles nothing of like Snatch or Lock, Stock, and 10 Smoking Barrels or anything like that, or The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal. Or that Swept Away movie you saw there with Madonna doesn't resemble anything that we see really from Guy Ritchie. Because when I think of Guy Ritchie, I think of like British gangsters, you know. But and this the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare kind of has that Guy Ritchie signature, but there's no gangsters in this one here. So, all right, and I mean, of course, I had some random thoughts also about this movie. You don't have Til Schweiger or Schweiger. He's in this movie as the evil Heinrich Zaga. Pardon me. He's like this Nazi scumbag, but I repeat myself. But Til Schweiger, he goes from being a Nazi killer in Inglourious Bastards to being a Nazi stooge in this movie right here. You guys might remember Til Schweiger was Hugo Stiglitz in Inglourious Bastards there. So he was the Nazi killer that originally was a Nazi, or he was a German soldier, and he killed a bunch of Nazis, and then they threw him in jail, and then the bastards had to break him out there. So, and that was Hugo Stiglitz in Inglourious Bastards, and Til Schweiger, who played him, is, like I said, in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. But he went to the other side again. He's a Nazi in this one. And then also we get Ian Fleming. That's right, Ian Fleming himself, the author of the James Bond books. We have an actor that's portraying Ian Fleming as a British intelligence officer in this. And just a little trivia: one of the characters portrayed in this movie was Ian Fleming's inspiration for James Bond. And then this movie is based on the book of the same name, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, by Damian Lewis. No, not that Damian Lewis, not the one from Band of Brothers, or what's the Billions, the show on Showtime, or Homefront. Not that Damian Lewis. So this is a separate Damian Lewis here. And it sounds like the story in the book. I haven't read the story, or I haven't read the book, but it sounds like the story that's in the book and the characters were actually even crazier than they were portrayed in real life, or how they were portrayed in this movie, I should say. So, yeah, might want to check out that book there, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So, I mean, usually the way a story is portrayed in a movie is crazier than it is in real life, but apparently not the case in this instance here, okay? Well, I'm getting thirsty, all right? So, and maybe you guys are, I don't know if you guys are, it's Sunday afternoon. It might be verboten to be drinking for some people on a Sunday afternoon. Apparently, not with me, okay? But it's time for a little brew review time. All right, so let me introduce you to a little Bell's Oberon Eclipse right here. So I just got the can over here, but I'm obviously drinking out of my glass over there. But Bell's comes to us from the great state of Michigan. And this is a beer with like a good, strong wheat backbone. Good and strong, right? With a little bit of sweetness and richness. And it's definitely got a lot of orange and coriander in it. And that should be sounding appetizing to you, because this beer is very appetizing. It's very refreshing. And it's got that orange and that coriander kind of gives it a slight bitter but clean finish to it. And it's a good beer to cool off with. Okay, it's not one of your heavier beers. It's not a porter or a stout. Okay, you're not chugging a Guinness or a barley wine here. It's not some big thick beer or anything like that. So it's just a good old fashioned beer with some citrus notes in it. That's not too heavy, not too bitter. Definitely not a whole lot of hops in this. So it's really pretty damn good. And it's got a little bit of punch to it. It's like 6.3% alcohol by volume. Okay, so it's not like you're drinking, piss water. You're not drinking Bud Light tranny fluid or anything like that. So this beer has a little kick to it. It's your daddy's beer. It's not your mama's beer. Okay, so but enough talking about that. I'm gonna take a tug off this bad boy, and I wanted to bust out since we're talking about a movie with a bunch of British characters in there involving Great Britain and all that. I wanted to bust out my Mad Dogs glass here, drink it out of that. Mad Dogs is a British pub that's down in San Antonio on the Riverwalk, and I always love going down there and just chilling out at the Mad Dogs. I'm not going to get any money from Mad Dogs for this. I really, it's just a place I really dig when I go to San Antonio, and I just walk around the Riverwalk. And so since we're dealing with the UK, our friends from across the pond, I just wanted to use a glass from a British pub that I like to go to. So here's to them. Cheers. Tasty. Right, tasty. It's a proper brew. All right. And that has been Brew Review Time. All right, let's check out for some. There we go. We got Unfolding Joker here on the Rumble side. And yeah, he's cheers. There you go. Absolutely. So, and good to see you here again. And he's showing a little patriotism right there. Yeah. USA, USA, USA. All right. We got Tweak down here. I've been on the Riverwalk in San Antonio back when he was in the Army there. Yeah, exactly. That was actually the first time that I was at the San Antonio Riverwalk, as I was in the Air Force basic training, and I was in my full Air Force blues, and you get your towards the end of basic training, you get your little leave time, and your family can come down and take you out into town. And so remember, walking on the river walk. And I remember one thing I remember about that is I remember getting a lot of dirty looks because there's a lot of people in San Antonio that hate they hate the military. Like, even though the military is like, protecting them and providing them freedom, but they like to, give members of the military the old stink eye. So that's why I remember, like, where is that coming from? What the hell? I'm just here to have a good time walking on the river walk, and I got all these people giving me the old stink eye. Like, okay, whatever, but it is what it is, so screw them. So, yeah, I hear you, Tweak. I was down there for the very first time when I was in the military. Now it's cool just to walk down there as a civilian, right? I'm not in my dress blues. I can just go down there in my civvies and just kick back, and I don't have to worry about being back at Lackland Air Force Base or something like that. So just chill out and relax right there. Unfolding Joker here. Got USA Chancellor always gnarly. Oh, there we go. Guessing that's what you meant right there. All right. So then, let's go and let's go to tell you all about our Flip City magazine. Okay, so Flip City, their magazine, they are cool enough to pair with us to join forces with Chill Death Podcast Network. Okay, and in this case, Movies Merica Live. And when people ask me what Flip City is, I just tell them, think back when we had Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine, right? And I remember flipping through Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine and laughing my butt off. But now those magazines have gone the way of woke. Okay, so they've been infected. And if you want a good laugh without worrying about having to be lectured to by the woke Borg, well, grab yourself some Flip City here, and let me grab you one right here. Flip City, yeah. Flip yourself a little Flip City magazine. And this is the best non-woke comic around right there, okay? They're just interested in getting you to laugh your ass off. Maybe laugh your ass off enough to where maybe you pee yourself a little bit. I mean, that kind of funny, right? I mean, if it's making a little pee come out of you, it's making you laugh incredibly loud, right? Okay, so you're probably spitting up your beer or whatever. And Flip City's got plenty of content to help you out with that, okay? And as I put that back, as you see down below, after you click on the Flip City link in the description down below, and you put in promo code MOVIES, you're going to get 10% off your next order of Flip City. Again, the best non-woke comic around, okay? So, it comes in handy. I mean, a lot of times here lately, it's easy to have a bad day, living in these Joe Biden times, right? And sometimes you just need something to give you a little giggle. So check out Flip City magazine. And again, that Flip City link is down in the description right there. Trying to make it easy on you to get to the Flip City world to grab your Flip City magazine right there. Okay. All right. And let's check out the live chat. Tweak. Yeah. That's a bunch of, that's garbage right there. How they wouldn't serve you. So yeah, it says that they wouldn't serve him at one bar because he was wearing dog tags right there. So yeah, I got no time for that whatsoever. So, and it's amazing just how moronic, how stupid people are. They can't put two and two together and realize, all their freedoms are due to people in the military, but they won't hesitate for 1 second to dog the military because obviously somebody taught them to do that and they can't think on their own and do their own research and whatnot. So, but sorry I had to deal with that crap right there. Okay, so just to let you guys know, like I kind of talked about earlier, my Movies Merica spoiler warning show is on this Thursday night. Okay, it's every Thursday night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific. Okay, and that's where I do the spoiler heavy review of the movie that I do the previous Sunday. So today, Sunday, I'm doing the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So guess what movie I'll be spoiling the hell out of on Thursday night? Ding, 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 ding. You got it. You got it. So, yeah, check it out on Thursday night, okay? And then even if you haven't seen a movie but you don't want it spoiled, feel free to, like, turn on the show, like open up another tab on your browser or something. Just turn on the show and then mute it because that helps me out with watch minutes and whatnot. I do that with, like, a lot of shows on Pilled and Rumble, okay, when I just don't have the time that I'd like to watch the show, but I still want to support the shows. Like No Prisoners podcast, I'll do that basically most of the time when their show's on. I work an 8 to 5 job Monday through Friday, so unfortunately, most of the time that I'm on their show or when their show's on, I'm working. Okay, so and the kind of job I have, I'm actually working. Okay, so I don't have the time to even passively listen most of the time. So, but I'd still want to support their show. So I just open up another tab on my browser and I fire up No Prisoners podcast on Pilled. And but I just mute it. And that way I support them and whatnot. So you can do that with this show, Movies Merica Live on Sundays and Movies Merica Spoiler Warning on Thursday nights and whatnot. Because I don't blame you. I wouldn't want movies spoiled. I wouldn't want that. I totally understand that. So, and I also want to thank again Dell, who was my special guest on last Thursday's Movies Merica Spoiler Warning show, all about the Civil War. Okay, and make sure to check out or follow Dell on X here. He's his handle on X is @DellInTheCity_. Okay, so again, that's @DellInTheCity_. Check him out there. All right, and is the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, is it a woke after-school special? Negatory Randio, okay, negative ghostwriter. It is not a woke after-school special. Now, some might say there's some unnatural diversity, but they would be wrong, okay? Most of this movie takes place in Africa, or more specifically, a Spanish island off the coast of Africa. So, as a result, what some would call diversity is actually natural, unforced, and not at all awkward, okay? You're going to have black people, Spanish people in this story because it makes sense of where it's located, right? Okay, it's not them just awkwardly, putting some black Viking, in the middle of some big Viking battle or something like that, So some Viking with an afro. It's not forced, unnatural, awkward diversity like that. So the diversity in this movie is just makes sense for the story. It's not awkward, and it actually would be a crime if they didn't have the black and the Spanish characters in this movie. It's a shame I even have to point that out in this day and age, but unfortunately in this age of woke, you have to. And so that's one of the things I always want to do with my reviews is point out if a movie is a woke after school special. That way, if it is, you don't waste your time going to see it just for them to lecture you on how to live the good woke life. Okay, so all right, so let me take a chance here real quick to just remind you that, hey, if you're appreciating what you're watching, what you're hearing here, and you want to back up that appreciation financially, you want to throw a buck or two my way, what you can do is, if you're watching on Rumble, you can give me what's called a Rumble rant, okay? And how you give me a Rumble rant is down by where you type in your live chat message. You just click on that button that has a $sign on it, and you can choose how much you want to donate my way if you do indeed feel like showing a little financial appreciation to yours truly right here. Okay, if not, don't worry about it. Only do it if you want to. I'm not going to be one of those yutzes that are like, you better give me money, otherwise you're not a very classy person. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I hate it when people beg for money. It just makes them look so pathetic and worthless. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. And then also on YouTube, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can give me what's called a super chat. And how you do that is click on the button with the dollar bill on it down by where you type in your live chat message. And again, there it'll ask you how much you want to donate. And then lastly, but certainly not least, on Pilled, like where we're seeing Tweak and the No Prisoners podcast, if you're watching me on Pilled and you want to show a little financial appreciation or something like that, then yeah, you just got to give me what's called gold pills, because in pill.net world, gold pills equate to moolah, to dinero. Okay, so so you give me gold pills on there. Again, only if you feel like doing it. I am not offended if people don't do that there. I try to do that for other shows and that kind of thing, just to show appreciation and whatnot there. But anyway, that's enough begging for money from me. I know I sounded pretty pathetic doing that. So, all right. So let me throw another reminder at you to check out the recording of the Bannies Award show that we broadcasted live last night. So check it out on Pilled and Rumble and X. And if you really have to, you can check out the lame, edited, sanitized for YouTube's protection version on the Tube of You or YouTube. But here we go. Here's the Bannies promo. Yeah, so here, don't hesitate, man. Don't hesitate. Get there and check out the Bannies and whatnot. So now I will warn you, we did have a little bit of a problem here. So when you first watch it, if you see picture of it, but there's no sound, fear not, don't worry. Just fast forward a little bit, and you'll actually see the same thing with sound right there. So if in case you see that, I think my man Ian might have corrected that and got that all good to go on the recording of the Bannies. But just in case, because yeah, I don't want you to start watching it and you're like, what? There's no freaking sound. What the? I'm not watching this. What are you talking about, Van? Watch this. You're referring me to a show with no sound. What the hell? Like, no. So just in case you run into that when you click play and you start watching the beginning, if you do run into that, just fast forward like 5 minutes into it, and the show will start over and it'll actually have sound. But I think my man Ian, Sketchy Jesus, took care of that right there. So good to go there. All right, let's check out the old chat there. And Unfolding Joker, he says, take care. And then right here, like, oh, wait, show's not over. Laugh out loud. I thought that was an ending sequence right there. There you go. Yeah, his gun went off a little early there. So, and not that I could relate to that at all. I just appreciate. I love you, Unfolding Joker. I live everybody here. So everybody on Pilled and on Rumble, and I don't see anybody on YouTube. So screw YouTube. That's just a good mantra to live by. Screw YouTube, right there. Okay, but my final thoughts on the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is go check out this movie. It's good. It's entertaining. It's brainless. Now, if you don't make it to see it out of the theaters, it's not earth-shattering. Just check it out. Pardon me. Check it out when it gets on streaming or whatever. So it's not one of those movies where you just have to jump on the old jalopy and peel rubber and get to the movies, get to the theaters to see this. It's not that good of a movie, okay? It's not Dune Part 2. Or Late Night with the Devil. That's another movie you really should go see at the theaters, although I don't think it's at theaters anymore. But anyway, so yeah, those are my final thoughts on the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare right there. But now what I'm going to do is I am going to release the Scratching on Pilled, okay? And what that means is, like I said before, on Pilled, gold pills equate to money, okay? So cold hard clams, and so yeah, we could all use more money nowadays, right? In this era of Bidenomics, right there with Biden's foot on your financial throat, we could all use a little bit more money. So I'm going to pay everybody back for checking me out on Pilled with a little moolah. It's not much, but it's a little small token of my appreciation. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to release the scratching, okay? And what that means is some gold pills are going to fall down like manna from heaven, okay? And it's up to everybody from check me out on pill.net in the live chat to grab as many gold pills as they can, all right? So going to release that scratching in 3, 2, 1. And that scratching has been released. So, hey, you crazy kids, you have fun grabbing all those gold pills right there. Enjoy. Gotta love it right there. So I should refresh pilled here in the live chat so I can actually see the latest right there. So, yep, there we go. All right. And so, yeah, I just want to thank everybody for checking out the show here today here. And look at that over there. Look at that. First time keeper right there. Grabbed themselves some gold pills over there on the live on the pill.net side. So good for you. Good for you. Exactly. It's like a Christian Bale, in his famous rant that he had from the Terminator Salvation. Good for you. All right, everybody. So, as I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, everybody! Hey! I got the police after me. They're coming after me, okay? But I got just enough time to ask you. Just like this video, if you would, and then subscribe to this channel, okay? I'm gonna be in handcuffs pretty soon. I gotta tell you. Hey, so before they haul me off, make sure you watch these videos over here, okay? And thanks for watching this video and the Till Death Podcast Network, okay? I gotta go.